What is up? What is up, YouTube boxing family? It's K right here. I'm back at it with another good video for you guys today. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Huge big shout out to Subriel, Brownie, Matias, El Orgullo de Matarnillo. Puerto Rico has a brand new champion. But, here's a problem that I've been having lately. And I think that, this is going to hurt the Puerto Rican boxing community more than it will hurt me. But I think a lot of Puerto Ricans have been disrespecting Subriel Matias as far as discriminating him and not giving him his flowers. Um, I think the issue being is just that when you think about it, um, Subriel Matias was never on anybody's radar up until the Maxine Dadashev fight. And I think the issue being is just that you have a bunch of trash-minded people that try to say Subriel Matias is not that good of a fighter. He doesn't move his head. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. But yet, every time when he gets tested heavy against tough opposition, he usually ends up doing a very good job by handling the opposition well. And I think that a lot of people have been sleeping on him to think that he wasn't going to go through all these tough tests in his career. And looking at his career, if he wasn't in that massive, drug trafficking shooting that got him shot and got him locked up for, I think, like 19 months, or I think like a year and 7 months, right? But either way, the thing about it is just that he could have really sparked his career a lot faster if he came into the pros at, 20 years old, in which, he came in at 23, so, pretty much like Deontay Wilder, he came in late. Well, he came in semi-late. Those people that start at 23, that doesn't mean that your career's over. It's just that you have to get fights in. And the thing is just that he could have been a lot more active in his career, but I think due to the promotional agencies that he got with, he wasn't able to move his career as good as he wanted to. And I think the good thing about him is that after after 2 4-rounders that he had, he stepped it up to 2 6-rounders, and then he did 1 8-rounder, and then after that he stepped it up to a 10-rounder, and then he went back to 8, and then for the rest of his career of fighting leading up to now, he's been doing 10 and 12-rounders. So if anything, I'm very happy for Subriel Matias. He really put that work in, and he's doing a pretty good job. He's really showing to the world why he is for who he is. And I think as much as people want to try to downplay him to say like he doesn't have any good experience, he's basically on the same path with Deontay Wilder. Like, he only has 3 amateur fights. I think that was mainly due to him to just get a good little experience gain from the amateurs, and then after that just dip out and then just go straight into the pros. And I think I think it's good that Subriel Matias did his thing, and he did what he had to do. I think the thing about him is just that with Matias, he's really shown how much of a better fighter he's become with the tutelage or the training that he's received from his trainer. I think his trainer is Nelson Lopez. His name is Nelson. I know the first name's Nelson, but he has a really, really good background with his team, and I'm proud of him, man. He's really on the same path with Deontay Wilder, and I think he's getting that same disrespect, similar to Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence in a way. I think the problem with the Puerto Rican boxing community is that a lot of Puerto Ricans like to hype up fighters that are not good, but when we talk about fighters that are good, we talk about the fighters that we don't want to be good, and then they end up doing very, very good. I'm not going to say we, but I'll say Puerto Rican boxing community, because I don't, put myself into that category, because, I've been growing up in a more of like a Black American household. But I will say, in my honest, opinion, I do believe the Puerto Rican boxing community is pretty biased when they talk about boxing, for certain fighters that they try to hype up, i.e. Edgar Berlanga, or, they'll try to say Xander Zayas in certain cases. I don't think Xander is like bad, it's just like he's definitely like mid tier. He's like a good B tier type fighter. But the thing is that for him, you have to understand, where he's at in his career versus anybody else that is on the hard path of trying to get their career right. And I think the thing is that the more they end up, you know, taking easier level competition fights, the worse it's gonna be in their career to not grow as a fighter. Um, Looking at the Puerto Rican roster of fighters, I don't think there's really that many guys that you could say that are good yet. But Subriel Matias is definitely on this list of being a all-time great Puerto Rican fighter, and hopefully he can shine. Because I think the next best fighter at 140 would definitely be Omar Rosario. But the problem with him is that he's a good boxer, but I don't think the power is going to scale. And I think that's going to be a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people that do look at him to think that he's going to be good. I think he will be good. I mean, he's 25 years old, so he has a really, really good mindset of where things are going to go. And I think Omar, he will be up there at the upper echelon, but it's going to be a very deadly road of people that he has to go through, and I think it's going to be very unknown to see who he's going to be ending up fighting for the title. So I think Omar can do his thing, but that's going to be really, really tough, especially at 140. Those guys don't play around. But yeah, I think Puerto Rican talent is definitely evolving. I'm not gonna say any other names that I don't know, but for the names that I can probably say, let's see. You have some pretty decent, competition. But I'm trying to look at BoxRec here to try to see who's really here for Puerto Rican talent. You got Xander Zayas. You got Derek Cuevas. Yeah, like I used to, I used to like Derek Cuevas a lot, and then just out of nowhere, like he fell off, and he's starting to make a comeback. I don't know why he decided to make like a 2-year layoff. I think honestly, it's just stuff like that where like once a fighter thinks they've lost, it's like over in their career, and I don't think that's a really good mindset to have. I do believe that it's important to always keep working hard and keep doing the things that you should be doing to be successful. But the thing about it is that you should not be limited to what you should be able to do. And I think honestly with Subriel Matias in this case is just that he's worked very, very hard to get to where he's at. And the problem being is just that you have idiots that will say, oh well, the only reason why we never stuck up for Subriel Matias then was mainly because we never thought he was going to be that good. But once he actually put in the work to be good, that's where people don't want to say his name anymore, because they're like, oh well, he's a good fighter, but the thing is that every time when he gets like a big win over someone leading up to the world title now, they'll say, oh yeah, well, he is good, but we don't know how he's gonna scale, blah blah blah. And there's plenty of other talent that people think that Subriel Matias is not on anybody else's level. And I just think it's pretty dumb. I think the Puerto Rican casual boxing community is very lost on just understanding how much other good talent is out there. And I think for the case of Subriel Matias, he's definitely done a very very good job. But hold on, like I'm gonna turn like my camera off. But yeah, I think with Subriel, Subriel Matias's performance against Jeremiah Ponce really showed that he is a good fighter. He's definitely a top tier talent, and I think this win against Ponce is just a stepping stone for him to get a lot better. And yeah, I think he's gonna start destroying a lot of people more. As far as where he's gonna be at, with Regis Prograis or any other champion at 140, I do think Matias should probably end up fighting Regis Prograis. I think that where it all goes down to in his future, I think Subriel Matias should just focus on getting undisputed, and I think he could very well get undisputed pretty fast. Because for one, he should just fight Alberto Puello, but Puello, he's gonna fight Rolly. That's what I'm hearing. Like, I'm hoping he doesn't fight Rolly, because if he fights Rolly and he ends up losing to Rolly, Matias is gonna knock on Rolly's door, and then Rolly's gonna be like, "Oh, well, I don't I don't need to fight Subriel Matias because we're Latino, man. We Latino." Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Rolly's gonna pull some fucking oh no, I can't fight you because we got that Hispanic blood BS type type weird excuse argument. But like, I'm hoping Puello beats Rolly, but Rolly, he's a very unpredictable fighter, so he could really pull off like a Ricardo Mayorga type performance, and he could really shock everybody. And I won't be surprised because Rolly, he does have the it factor with his power, but it's just that he doesn't know how to set up his shots educated in his power. He just throws a bunch of wild punches when he chooses not to box, but when he chooses to box, that's a whole different story. But yeah, with Subriel Matias, he's definitely in the hot seat right now. I think Prograis is the next step, and he could easily get that WBO belt between well, I don't think Josh Taylor's gonna stay at 140. He said he's gonna have one more fight and then that's it. But if everything goes to plan, I would assume that Teofimo Lopez and Taylor, depending on who wins that fight, I'm hoping Josh Taylor beats Teofimo, so therefore what happens after that is that Josh Taylor, he can move up to 47, and I think Subriel Matias will have a much easier path for the WBO. And then the WBA, honestly, no. I think the WBA and WBC are the easiest ways to unify the belt and just, do what you have to do. I think Subriel Matias is doing a very good job with saying that he wants Prograis next. So I think all comes to worst, if he can't get the Prograis fight, which I don't see how he can't get the fight. But let's just say some stupid BS comes up to saying Prograis can't fight Matias because of whatever dumb reasons that may come out of his management. No disrespect to the trainer. I think he has Bobby Benton in his corner. I think Bobby Benton is his trainer. But either way, shout out to Coach Benton. He follows me. He's a really, really, hardworking trainer, and I would definitely like to talk with him on my channel. But yeah, the thing about it is just that with Regis, I think his only best money grab is with Subriel Matias, and that is going to be one of the biggest fights at 140. So I don't see why that fight can't be made. But if that can't be made, I don't know. I don't think Subriel Matias is going to end up wanting to defend a belt. But if he could, like, I don't see why he can't try to force a fight with him and Josh Taylor. Let's just say if Teofimo, if he pulls off of the duck sauce on Taylor, he could fight Josh Taylor. I don't see why not. But either way, if he needs to make like a little title defense and then, go whip on Prograis, obviously take one fight at a time. But yeah, I think that's the better route. But yeah, either way, Subriel is kind of doing everything correctly, and I think he's gonna move pretty well. So either way, yeah, let's see it, man. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I figured I'd talk about Subriel Matias real quick, and yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I'll see you guys later. Shout out to the mighty LDBCTWT. I'm out. Bye.